Right, I've had a bit of a week off. Sometimes you just got to walk away from things when they don't work, and that tack not doing what I wanted it to do was a bit of a pain. We've made some additions. I realised this car didn't have an earth strap, so I've created an earth strap from the block to the body, and I've also replaced my earth battery cable terminal to the block as well, because, part of my mess, the old one looked a bit shagged, so I thought maybe if I fix up all the earths on the electrical system, I might be able to get my tacho work, but no, that didn't happen. But we did find a place that the tacho did like to earth. Hose clamps. It loved hose clamps. Even after all of this earthy goodness, the radiator hose clamp, the heater hose clamps, which I've got it sort of taped in there, seem to be where it's happiest. Now, I've got no idea. I'm lost. Like, I've literally just given up, and I'm filming this because I've given up, because I'm sick of trying to, like, put that earth on different spots of the body to see if I can get a different response. But it seems to be okay on the hose clamp, and until I can find out what's going on, that'll do for now, because I just want to get this thing buttoned up inside. And I think if I move on with fixing up inside, putting stuff back in, it'll make me a little bit happier about life. But I'll show you what the tacho looks like now. See how it looks like it's a bit more responsive there too? Although it does come down very slow. So you can rev it all the way up. Does the job. I'd like it to move a little bit faster on the way down, but whatever. I'll see what it's like on the road, but it works, and that's all I care about at the moment. And what that means is now I'm going to start doing all the other jobs, which is connecting up the other tacho to run my shift light. Now, I tested that tacho and it works, it grounds out anywhere, so we're good for that one. Whack the stereo in, club box, nip it back up, console, seats, good to go. It all sounds so easy. Stereo fitting time. That's the old one. That's the new one there. It's got Bluetooth and all the other bullshit. This new face fits in a lot better. This one here is like sits proud along the top, and it's a bit too high up this point here. So I'm either going to file that down or sand that down, because there's not a lot of meat left on it, and open this hole up a little bit more with, I don't know, the Dremel or something. Or failing that, I've got this blank one to play with. Because the new cluster doesn't fit spot on in the new dash, there's probably about a tiny bit difference where it should be a bit more up, if that makes sense. When you put this blank plate in the holes, it doesn't quite fit flush against where the dash is, so I'm just taking a couple of millimeters off the top edge here, just so it sits nice and flush. Now, I've just realised I've tried to get that faceplate to go over this thing, which is removable from the stereo. So this was the old head unit. It's just a cassette you take out from here and you get all these extra mounting points. But if I just do that, look at this. Bloody beautiful. Look at that. Doesn't that look? Oh yeah. Well, no more sanding for me, because that is good enough. I just got to get it off the new one. Bloody ripper. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And I reckon it's going to look all right. But before I put the radio in, I think I'm going to nip up all the heater stuff, just without the head unit in here. Heater taps in and adjusted okay. That's on full cold. You put it to hot, it opens it up just a tiny bit. Come back to cold. I've never been able to get, this is my second or third heater tap on this. I've never been able to get it to move smoothly. It might be in the cables. I've seen some resto ones, and even the old man's car, everything just seems to move better. The screen works good, or the where it goes, feet, screen, interior, and this vent here looks to go okay as well. Here we have a look at that. Painted and in, complete. That is such a nice fit. Very, very happy with that. Now, I forgot about the clock. Whoops-a-daisy. I'm going to have to just go up here and slide it up into that little gap through here and slide it up and hold it in place there. But yeah, lucky I didn't start chucking more stuff in, because it would have been ratchet getting that back in there. Put the clock in first. Careful and slowly as she does it. What am I catching on? This isn't going as well as I thought it would. What is stopping you from going into my vehicle? Alright, let me explain to you what I've done. I've done this the wrong fucking way around! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! So I've gone to... It should be the other way. I've cut the template out the wrong way. That's what I've done. So this bit should be wider there and that bit should be narrow there. So I've fucked it. I've absolutely fucked it. I've wasted all day with this thing. And I've absolutely fucking fucked it. Oh, I'm so pissed off. Yeah, you idiot. Why didn't I just compare them when I was doing it? Fucking hell. Well guys, she fits, but we've got a pretty big gap over here on this side here now. Bit of tape in there to blacken it out. It doesn't look too bad. I'm still pissed off. Yeah, I'm not impressed with my efforts today on that. All day. All I had to do, I just marked it. It was perfect. I just had to just test fit it. Not even test fit it, just put it like for like against the old one. So we're installed. Just got to tidy up all that wiring under there and ashtray and whatnot. Look, it's not too bad. I'd like it to be a bit more snug, although it's a lot more secure than the last stereo that was in there. I've put some tape on this side as well because there was a bit of metal showing through there. So look, it didn't really matter which way I did this. It was always going to have some exposed like stuff because it was never going to sit flush like that. It's done okay. It's got this nice dimmer feature when I put their lights on, so that's nice. I think that's quite handy. But I've got to work how to use the bloody thing. But now that that's connected to the car, I've got my hands-free microphone up here. That is basically this part of the dashboard done, which means I have to... That's the auxiliary tack for the shift light, which I'll mount in the glove box. Once I've got that mounted, it's basically under that stuff in, that stuff on, seats back in, steering wheel on, cruise. Nah, it's too easy. Oh, look at this. I'm even receiving a phone call. Yep.
Okay.
How are you finding the call quality?
Huh? Call quality right now?
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm sitting a fair way back from the microphone, so that's good.
That's good. I can hear clear. My concern is that you know how loud your car is?
Yep.
So we'll test again when it's actually running. Actually, you want to turn it on?
I'll turn it on. Let's see what happens. That'll reconnect. There you go. Can you hear me? This could be futile, actually. I'll put that full blast. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's not bad then.
Yeah, that sounds good so far.
So far, so good. That's good. I think the problem will be I'll have trouble hearing you. I'll have to have this thing on full blast.
Yes. Yeah, so I can really hear the car.
Yeah.
But I can hear you. I can't really hear the car. I heard the car from the outside more than through the phone, if that makes sense.
That's good. That microphone's doing a lovely job then. Not bad. Not bad at all. Just chucking the wood grain on, and I'm going to do the whole wood grain section because when it was built before, one thing that really pissed me off was that this bit didn't quite line up with the glove box. So I'm going to chuck all that on first before I do these bits and the glove box lid so I can line it all up and get it nice and straight. These things, I think I mentioned in another video, if not, these are genuine Ford Motor Company bits of plastic trim, and they're a bit faded when you compare it to the nice shiny new dash. So I'm in two minds whether I'm going to keep these because they are original Ford, or if they're worth something, I could flog them and just buy some repro ones with new shiny bits. So if you want them, hit me up on the email below or on Instagram and make us an offer. I don't know what they're worth. The whole lot. Glove box, this one, and the one on the left-hand side too. All for sale. Everything for sale. Gesh. Only Gesh. That's the glove box lock. Oh, of course that's going to knock the light out. Okay, what are you going to look like? You're way up there. Way up there, so you need to, what? Go up more? Come forward more. Adjusted it a few times. I reckon we are going to be on the money this time. Not bad. That is better than it's ever been. Pretty good. Oh, you are. What are we? Oh, you just can't. Take a deep breath. All right, now I know why it was always on an angle, because it gets caught on the friggin' dash pad. Okay, so the glove box is catching on this piece here, which is about, I don't know, 2 or 3 mil lower than it should be. So to remedy that, there we go, there's the mounting bit there. I want to file that top edge just a little bit so I can push it a bit further north and then have the glove box clear. Got myself my bastard cut file, and I've got my safety glasses on because there's that much crap still coming from here, and I'm just going to give it a file. Oh, right in the face. Right. That was a okay exercise. I think I created a little bit more clearance and I massacred the underside of that, but you can't see it, so it doesn't matter. But it did seem to move up just the tiniest bit, so just tighten that last bit up here. Moment of truth. It shuts. Oh, that's it! Cooking with gas! Hey! That is a heap better. Heaps better. Oh, what's going on there? That's better. Right, just these bits of interior trim left to go, and we are done. Get excited. Let's pop that there. Alright, let's just do a quick check. Come up a little bit more to there. Looks so much nicer without seeing any old colour dash in there. I reckon that's good enough. I am happy with that chappy. This is how I'm going to mount my tacho, or my shift light tacho, which is this cheapo thingamajig here. There. So it comes with a bracket, and that's about it. So I'm going to mount this in my glove box, and as you can see, my glove box is a bit Pete Murray. It's seen better days, so I'm not too worried about drilling into this. So I've just got a bolt going through here that will hold my clamp, and that will feed the shift light and the tacho wires through there. So it'll sit in my glove box like so. I think that'll be okay. Sit in the glove box, doesn't take up too much room. The only things in here really should be the book, club plate book, and maybe a rag or two. It just seems that every time I open it, more things end up in here. I've got thousands of rags, so clear out. That'll be fine. I also pulled the fuse box out, and whilst it was out, I chucked in the new insulation around it and got rid of the old fluffy bit. Because, yeah, that was just disintegrating, and I'm glad I did, because look, it just leaves so much crap. I mean, there was so much stuff in there when I pulled it out, so hopefully that tidies things up a bit. Look, these bits of builder's foam are there for a reason, and this console's never really sat properly. It's always sort of sagged one side or the other, and I don't know if even the hump here is mounted properly, but look, it's just so when the console's on, it fits firmly. It doesn't like bang about. So we'll get that console on and probably put the passenger seat on tonight just to knock off 2 jobs. Lovely. Does anyone know how to fix that? That might be an under the car job. Happy with that. Looks sick. Looks good. Oh, come on. One down. 2, 3. Put your fingers. He's a piss. Oh yeah, nearly there. Nearly there. Before I put the driver's seat in, I'll show you what I mean when I got the seats redone. Now, I had a broken spring on my front seat, so it was super saggy, like really saggy. And I also didn't have this. Now, this bar here that seems to be a very popular thing to give these old seats some new life. So this bar, wherever you sit in the seat, distributes the weight of your ass across all of the springs. So, no, you just held up a little bit better. Just have to... Home. Sweet home. I am happy with that. That's on there. It's on there, okay. Plugged it in. How good's that? All right, we're going to pop this on. And then the screws in behind. And we are set. But just have a look at that. Without the tools there. Doesn't that look nice? Near on complete. All right, let me do these screws up. We'll put it on the ground and we'll take it outside even. Right, let's have a look at it in the light. To hear it start up. How good does that look? Absolutely fantastic. Tacho's doing its own thing. Oil pressure gauge doing its own thing as well. Fuel gauge, very pessimistic. Very pessimistic. From the back seat, it is awesome too. I love that everything is so clean now without those other gauges. You can't see any wiring underneath the dash. Even just that wood grain lined up looks so good too. It just feels like it's a complete car. It doesn't feel like it's a project anymore. It feels good in here. Couple of quirks. I have taken this on a shakedown run. First thing was the speedo didn't work properly. I think I was barreling down the road at 20 miles an hour. Got to make sure that speedo cable is nice and tight. The oil pressure gauge seems to be speed dependent, not RPM dependent. I think the earth problems that I've got going on with the tacho also apply to that oil pressure gauge. It seems to work okay sometimes at idle. It's at full pressure right now, but it'll come down as the oil heats up. But yeah, sometimes you've got full, sometimes you've got half, sometimes you've got none. The fuel gauge behaviour also makes me suspect it's an earthing issue. I filled the thing up to the brim till it overflowed on me, and it only went to like 3/4 of a tank. Very quickly went down a half a tank, filled it up again just to make sure I wasn't going silly. Same thing. Super pleased though with how the actual job's come out, and I'm really pleased with how that stereo looks, even though I did stuff up the cut to it. Just the way it fits looks so much nicer and cleaner as well. Again, like someone's actually spent some time doing it, like yours truly spent a day doing it. Yeah. Happy with the Fairmont badge too. I think that's appropriate, more so than the 351 badge. And yeah, at some point I might actually replace this with some new chrome stuff to reflect the new dash, but for now it'll do fine. Here's the tacho hidden in the glove box, so you can't see that glow through at night. That works fine. The shift light works okay. It's not brilliant, but it's not expensive either, so bit of a gimmick. I'll live with it. And yeah, I'll whack the old Showable streeters back on, just cause I think it looks cool. Why not? So look, I think I'll take this for a night drive and show you what the dash looks like at night. It lights up really bright. I'll chuck some pictures up so you can see, so much more so than the GT, and so much more so than it did before. So those LEDs, really good option to do. If you're watching right now, thanks for watching this whole build. It's been a bit of a pain in the ass. I thought I would do it in a week. It took me about 4 and a bit, maybe 5 or more. But if you've learned something or had a laugh or bought it and made a snicker at me, then I'm happy. So thanks for staying with me throughout this journey. At Meatball Garage, we break stuff so you don't have to. Anyway, thanks very much. See you in another video. I'm going to go drive this and enjoy it.